House of Wellness's own favourite sleep physician, Dr David Cunnington, is back to tell us a bit more. Welcome, David.
Thank you.
Hey, explain that last time we caught up, 1.5 million Aussies have some kind of sleep disorder, but you said around 40% might underestimate the extent of their problem. Can you explain what we just saw and what that means?
So this particular sleep disorder fits into a category called parasomnias. So think of that as doing things during sleep. Paige gave a really good description of an example of a non-REM parasomnia. So these behaviours can be sleepwalking, can be sleep talking, night terrors is another version of that, or getting up and eating and doing other behaviours during sleep. And it's actually about 2 in 100 adults can have this type of disorder. Paige did a really nice job too of talking about how it really has an impact. In families, often it's a bit of a joke, the sleepwalking thing, but it actually really impacts on relationships and impacts on how people function during the day.
And Dave, that's one condition. Are there any other conditions that we may not know about aside from parasomnia?
Yeah, there's many different sleep disorders. So the common ones we've talked about before, so problems with breathing during sleep like snoring and sleep apnea. But there are other conditions where people are just sleepy. Even though they sleep well, they're still sleepy. So they're called hypersomnias, and narcolepsy is one type of that. There's insomnias, which we've talked a bit about before, about can't get to sleep, can't stay asleep. There are movement disorders during sleep, like restless legs syndrome. And there are other troubles with sleep, such as the body clock. We've talked a little bit about light and the effect on the body clock, but they can be a major issue for people as well.
This must have a huge impact on those that are experiencing this, but what about the people who are living with them as well, as we saw in Paige's circumstances? What about those people?
And that's really underestimated because sleep is often a shared experience and it can really impact on the person who's on the other side of the bed, not just snoring. But imagine if instead of it being snoring, it's fear of being attacked.
And there was tapping and there was movement and rubbing, all sorts of physical touch.
I find it quite scary.
It can be really disconcerting, as well as people can have a sense of fear. And also, once this starts to happen, the person who's doing it starts to not want it to happen and it becomes a thing, and then the partner doesn't want it to happen, and it seems to escalate and just become a real problem for people.
Yeah. So if someone is affected by parasomnia, what can they do?
So it's really important to talk to their healthcare professional because there are things we can do. As you saw in the package, there are ways we diagnose these, there are ways we manage it. So don't suffer in silence or don't think it's something you've got to fix as a couple together. Yeah, seek some help.
David, sleep's such a massive issue for people. Getting a good night's sleep is one of the great health things that you can achieve. So thanks for coming in and helping us all, hopefully, to sleep a little better.
Pleasure.